In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Pixton, which is an avatar and comics creator. This is for your assignment this week about the stress appraisal process. So when you click on the join code for your class, you're going to be sent to a page that has a place for you to sign in with your school Google account. When you click on that button, of course, it's going to bring you to a sign-in page. And I'm going to try and do this from my personal email just to see if I can enter the class as a student. It's going to load. So it says, let's make a class photo featuring you and your classmates. We're not necessarily going to be using the class photo feature, but this is how you start to make your avatar. So you would pick your age, pick your gender, and then you have all of these different options for how to design yourself, which you can do as realistic as you would like to make it your own. As you can see, I can click on this down arrow to access more options than what it will give me just when I'm clicking through the next arrow. You do have to select something for each section, so be sure to not skip anything, or it might not let you finish. And then when you have finished your avatar, it will show you the look in this kind of full body image, and you'll click done. So it will add you to our class, which is one of the first things that you'll see. This will do this automatically. You'll see each other's avatars as they are completed. The next thing you want to do is click continue. And then right here in the center of the page is a place for you to start making your comic. And so for this one, you are going to call it your stress appraisal comic or story. It's going to send you to this next section, which is where you are going to make your comic. So each of these kind of boxes here is one panel of the comic. If you want to add another panel, meaning the story will line up into different sections, which is what you want, and then this is how you add additional panels. To make sure that you are editing the panel that you wish to, it's kind of highlighted with a lighter gray color. Now I'm on panel 2, panel 3. So let's start with panel 1, and we can pick any of these backgrounds that we want. Many of them are locked, but it looks like the first 12 or so, 13, are not. So you can't click on anything that has a lock on it. But there are some pretty good options that don't. And of course, you can also just leave it blank. So I'm going to just choose the one with the dinosaurs. And then to add my characters to the comic, I'm going to click on the characters tab up top. When this loads, it should show you you here as one of the options. Or you can choose any of the unlocked characters to use. Mine is kind of not working super well, so I'm going to add this guy here to my comic. And then from there, you can change the outfit of this person. You can adjust what they look like. If you want to. None of this is required. Okay. You can also go back and then add another character if you would like a second person to be in your skit or your comic, not a skit. And then you can change the focus. And this is if you want to zoom in on something specific in the comic to kind of have like a different viewpoint, which is another kind of way to adjust that background and also to adjust kind of how close or far away your characters are. So let's change it to this one. To add words or captions or thoughts to any of the characters, you can click on the Words tab and type in your answer or your caption, whatever it is. You can also change if it's like a speech bubble, a thought bubble, something they shout or they whisper, and that will kind of change a little bit about the way that it looks. So the little dots will show you that it's a whisper. The shout will kind of look like a big exclamation. The thought will show cloud, and the regular speech bubble just kind of looks like a regular speech bubble. If I maybe wanted to add words to another character, then this is where I would come to. So when I'm on the I'm wondering too, it doesn't look like I can switch them. It looks like they're, if I were to mistakenly put it on the wrong person, that I would have to retype it. So that's something that's good to know. You can change the facial expressions of your characters so that, and even some of them have like these little question marks that'll kind of be above their head as another way to kind of indicate what they're thinking. And then finally, you can change the actions of the different characters. This one's obviously he's running away from that dinosaur. And it's unfortunate, but there's a lot of the different actions that are locked. But there are still many that you can use. You can also change the direction. So maybe if we wanted him running toward the dinosaur for some reason, you can change that here. Oh, now it's not flipping. There we go. Okay. So there are lots of other things that you can kind of play around with. Once you're ready to move on to the next panel, you can. But you can also duplicate the panel so that you keep the same scene and then you just make a couple adjustments. So that is another option as well. Let's pretend that I am done and I have made my stress comic, my stress appraisal process representation in a comic. When I am ready to finish it, I can click this done button. But I want to encourage you to play around. There's lots of things that I haven't gone over with you. You can change the time of day. I'm just going to click around. There's some really interesting things here that I don't know exactly what they do. So have fun with this. and make sure you just kind of keep an eye on the directions for what you're to include in your comic. Let's say that I'm done. I'm going to click that check, and then I will come over to share. And I will then click the download button, and that's how you're going to save this comic so that you can then upload it to our media album. So click this download button when you are completely finished and ready to submit your comic.